Hey, Peace World. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Please hit that subscribe button. Or if you like the way that any of the topics or subjects are being broken down, analyzed, or reviewed, recap, so on and so forth, holla at me. Let's chop it up about it. Look, man, getting into some bite down boxing. Obviously, we had boxing in a couple of locations over the weekend, and the sport has resumed tomorrow night on ESPN. Top Rank gets back to work featuring Shakur Stevenson. And then the bad news is, and I addressed this a couple of weeks ago when Bob Arum came out and said that unlike the UFC, who had I want to say they had a co-main event fighter test positive and have to pull out of a fight because of COVID-19. Bob went on a couple of platforms and was just adamant that, our protocol for boxing will be better and we will not have any positive tests. And kind of was like, I guarantee, Denzel Washington, I guarantee. And I just felt like that was foolish. And here it is, we haven't even big time boxing, one of the major promoters hasn't even had a show yet, and we already have Michaela Mayer testing positive and being removed, having to cancel the co-main for that show. She was set to fight the East Coast Helen Joseph. I was really interested. I've been seeing Helen Joseph's name, so I thought that was really a credible fight, and now we won't be seeing it. The good news is that Michaela, I guess she was asymptomatic. But my concern when I heard about it, somebody texted me on it last night. If you follow any of them, you would see that Michaela Mayer, Shakur Stevenson, and the heavyweight out of Toledo, Jared Anderson, all arrived at the Las Vegas airport together. And they all travel. They all traveled from Virginia, where they were all training with Coach K. Karama. So this whole thing was in jeopardy, in my opinion. But apparently everybody else, even her, coaches and trainers, which, like I said, they all have the same people because they've all been training together for at least the last month, I want to say. So none of them have tested positive. I don't think there's been any other announcements of anybody else coming off of that card. The one interesting thing here is that they didn't opt to retest her. And from what I understand, a lot of these tests have been coming back. False positives have been pretty common. And she told some fans on her Instagram page that they didn't do that. She's comfortable with what has been done and the decision that was made. She apologized for not being able to fight and mentioned, she was anxious, eager to return to work, and she thought she had a great opponent, and, said her words, keep in mind that Helen Joseph put time into being ready for this. This affects her, so on and so forth. But like I said, a weird play by Bob. It just didn't seem like a place to waste pettiness, trying to guarantee that there wouldn't be any positive as boxing returns. You just can't control stuff like quality. Quality for products. There are going to be some defects. And then something like this, a medical situation, involving, science and all, whatever, biology, to think that you're going to set this stuff up. It's almost like you need like a centralized location where fighters need to go into for like a month and do some training and get tested and be in this isolated area for like a month, and then you can send them to the area where you're going to fight and kind of maintain isolation between all of that. But to expect fighters to come from various parts around the country, and then they even have to get on an airplane and travel. It just seems like it's all types of opportunity for something to go wrong and for the virus to be transmitted. But we still get Shakur Stevenson in the main event. Jared Anderson, maybe he gets elevated to the co-main. I'm really not familiar with who his opponent is. I mean, it's only like his fifth fight, maybe. And he's a real promising fighter, so I would imagine that he's not matched too tough. I am very interested to see the fight Thursday, headlined by Adam Lopez, coming off of his loss, a very competitive loss to former 126-pound champion Oscar Valdez. But I like Adam Lopez's game, and I'm interested to see how he looks. I think he might be matched pretty well too. But that's Thursday night, so over a 72 hours, period. Guido Vianello, the Italian heavyweight, I think he was an Olympian. I think he fights tomorrow night. Couple interesting pieces out there for us to check out. And then, this will be like 2 nights a week for the next couple of weeks, the next few weeks, I think. So tune into that. Shout out to the winners from this past weekend. I know Cincinnati's Desmond Jarman fought a super featherweight bout. Spent some time down there in camp with Terrence Crawford and Jamel Herring. He got like a 3rd round victory. Sean Simpson, I believe, out of Chicago. I think it's Simpson or not Simpkins. But he got a 1st round knockout. This was that card that was in the deep Midwest. It was available for like $5 on Fight Night Live. I did not check any boxing out, and I apologize. I really do to the people that put it together. And maybe I can go back and catch some of this stuff if they have it archived or on demand. And maybe you can pay to see it afterwards. Understandably, there weren't going to be the biggest names in the world on some of these smaller promoters. But salute to them for working and for giving opportunities to fighters to resume their careers, to earn to earn a purse. Really should have been as a community, there should have been more fervor, in encouraging people to find how to view this stuff, how to stream this stuff. And even though the internet is ubiquitous and whatnot, it's still difficult to get the word out there sometimes and to drive people to where they need to be to support stuff. So, like I said, I could have been better myself. I apologize to the game, really. But I'm in Tuesday and Thursday night. I'm looking forward to when others start, other promoters and other broadcast partners start rolling out their schedules. Getting into this Anthony Joshua thing, he apparently has ruffled the feathers of some and has caused UK fans, white English people, English fight fans to abandon the AJ business, Joshua boxing. He attended a BLM, a Black Lives Matter event over in Watford, his hometown, and got on the mic. And I haven't seen video of it. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about what exactly he said. So I don't know if it's as harsh as he said, don't buy from white businesses, like some are saying, some of the people screaming and in an uproar, or if he just said, be more mindful to keep, black money or dollars in the black community and support mom and pop versus the big box stores. I really don't know what the language was, but he said some things and got involved with something kind of revolutionary and is protesting, and now some people want to see him lose and lose badly and quickly. So the one thing here, man, is I really felt like when Joshua came to New York, to fight for the Ruiz fight. I thought basically, it was disheartening to me to watch black uh, U.S. fight fans reject the dude, disregard the guy, and tune him out uh, with what they did in their messaging to the public. Like his fight was downplayed, F the zone, F him, blah blah blah. But then when he lost, all of these individuals knew exactly what happened, when it happened, how it happened. So there's been those closet people out there, these closet channels or these channels who have the zone subscriptions and know what's going on, but they choose to act like, they weren't, whatever. But like I said, I listened to him on the Breakfast Club. I listened to him on Sway in the Morning, and I felt like he didn't have a to this day viral soundbite, but he definitely spoke on his personal politics, his unity towards his community, and him feeling like he was a steward or a representative of the community. I just like what I've traveled all over the world. I've lived on military installations and been in mixed company for a long time. I kind of understood what he was saying, and like I said, I noticed some parallels between him and his messaging and his stance and Deontay Wilder's. But some people in America, some brothers only think that I can't worry about anybody else in this country and can't be concerned with their issues because I got my own thing going on. And little short sighted in my opinion, but hey, it is what it is. And then some people were motivated off of the fact that this was very awkward to me, just because they couldn't get the undisputed fight with AJ and Deontay Wilder. A lot of the people I saw expected Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua not to have any business acumen and not to be protective of their interests in any way whatsoever, and were just supposed to make this fight happen for their guy. And whether or not this email, this 50 million, this proof of funds, rematch clause, whatever, it was all business from both sides. So I was getting a little message there. So here it is now. Some people are reporting on AJ from a different stance, probably still not respecting him as a fighter or him as a champion and whatnot. But now, because he's kind of stood up and spoken out, and kind of he's deemed as being a part of the cause. I don't know. We'll see what happens. He's a big figure over there. Were his words misconstrued? Like I said, I haven't heard the audio. I've seen a couple different things where he was reading something when he said this. Like the organizers had some bullet points they wanted said, and he said those. But whatever, when you speak out, we obviously know from the Colin Kaepernick situation, man. For you to go out here and speak on anything political, it's you're exposing yourself. So it'll be interesting to see how he bounces back. I would imagine there'll be he'll lose some people, and he may gain some people, and in time he may gain some people. But at the end of the day, I don't think he said anything that was abhorrent, or I don't know. You can't, like I said, you can't control how people interpret what you say, and you can't control how people respond to it. And we will see. Look, let me get on off of here, man. Enjoy the fights this week. I hope that there's these things go off without setting the game back, without the whole without boxing having to be canceled. This is very dangerous. A lot of stuff can go wrong. Like I said, I think Top Rank should be saluted for leading the way and getting back to work, getting fighters work, and trying to put boxing in a spot where it's a chance for a lot of eyes to be on the sport and maybe find and attract some new fans, some new eyes and whatnot. And so from that perspective, I'm with it. But it is accepting a lot of risk if they can't get this right. And once again, boxing, with a lot of these guys coming from humble beginnings and whatnot, poor economic situations and whatnot, once again, some of the most vulnerable have to go out here and accept tough assignments, dangerous working conditions and whatnot, to simultaneously earn some money, and then also to entertain us people. That's kind of sad. So it is what it is. Bite down, boxing. Don't let them count you out. Peace.